Boom. We're live.
We are live. What's going on, guys? Welcome to Talk Your Face Off. We got a bunch of things to talk about.
We do.
We've actually got an agenda.
We do.
It's not a hidden agenda, but it's...
I like having these kind of roadmaps, We call them show sheets.
Yeah.
Nice. It
I do. It does help.
Keeps us going.
And something is like a gimmick for people to come and watch for. I feel like I have one of those
soft lenses on you.
The mist. Yeah, it's a pro mist filter on me right now.
Yeah.
To lessen the HD effect on my face. Get rid of those 40-plus-year-old wrinkles I've got. So
that's funny.
So how's it been, man? I haven't talked to you since last week, really. A little here and there through.
We've been busy. Messages. I know, that's what's weird. Since I don't have Instagram on my phone, it's like it's so much more quiet. But then I'm finding myself, I walk back to my office to pick this up and check this out.
Every once in a while.
Yeah, I need to stop doing that. But no, it's funny. So we took the kids to this like trampoline place that I'm like 100% against trampoline places. And we went after work on a Friday and I was already gassed, right? So I was tired and I'm sitting there and obviously I'm not going on all the trampolines, but my wife and the kids did. And they had some cousins there and stuff. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, what am I going to do? I didn't have headbuds or earbuds. I didn't have headphones, nothing. And so I didn't have no Facebook on my phone, no Instagram on my phone. I had YouTube, but I couldn't watch anything because it's like,
is a guy to do in that situation?
You know what I did?
No.
Take a guess. I did the dad move.
You rode a horse.
I did the dad move. I did one of these.
Fell asleep? Did you actually crash?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and like I was like totally dad napping, like it was awesome.
I don't know if I can do that in public, but
oh, dude,
I totally can.
If I put my mind to it, I'm like, yep, let's go.
You got a bunch of people jumping in Joe's Bricks studio. Shane, I'm a Top Gun, Molds RCs, Brian Kochner, Chris, North Rock RC, Brian Taft. That's a new name. I like it.
Ooh,
North Rock RC.
Yeah.
Troy's Hobbies. What's up? Iowa Budget RC Bashers, Black Market. Johnny Davis, Green Frog. Hey, Kagan. What's up, man? I saw you. I was watching you the other night on Sean's when Jack was giving Sean some like tech tips and all that. I was lurking in the background. I didn't have anything open to be able to chat with. It was on a TV. So Jeff Makovich, what's up? So yes, we do have a giveaway we're going to be doing later on in the show. We also are going to talk about what tools we didn't know we need until we got them.
Yeah.
So it's kind of what tools you need or may need. And then we're going to you want to find out what kind of stuff people want to know how to build. Was that
potentially?
How is it phrased?
Yeah, I don't know how to phrase it, but it's like the things that people want to experiment with that maybe haven't. So it doesn't necessarily have to be metal stuff. It could be styrene. It could be 3D printing. Like, what's something that people are like, I want to try that one of these days, and then maybe we can give them tips on how to get into that, and also get some ideas on how we can help do that. So,
check this out. Gotta share this. His Gravedigger Raminator is ready to be picked up next week.
Wow.
The world is gonna get a little more awesome when we start seeing more and more of these videos. It was straight up the most beautiful RC I've ever seen in my life. I mean, I like the freestyle RC designs and all that, like his just clever, clean.
Yeah.
Man, something about that massive Gravedigger, the engine, it just looked right.
And all that aluminum, yeah.
I really wish I was getting one. But
One of these days.
Don't have room for 2 Raminators or Primal MTs is what I'm gonna start calling them now. There's more than a Raminator. So maybe I'll try and see how much it costs to convert mine. But at that point, you're pretty much buying everything because it wouldn't be worth it. It was. Awesome.
I would love to buy one of those as a kit and then just put it all together. Oh, that would be awesome. Could you imagine that? Like, that would be like the ultimate kit to me. No, you're not.
I am not with you on that one. Oh. In fact, I have to find out why mine locked up. I'm hoping it's an axle, so I'd rather not have to tear apart the center gearbox and all that. So if it is, I will probably just buy a whole new axle and stick it under there because I've seen the Loctite madness of having to open some of that stuff up. And so I'd be like, it's had a good run. I'm just going to get another axle.
You ever use
assembled?
You ever use a soldering iron trick?
Yeah, I have. I had to do it on the Outcast 8S. Mm-hmm. It sucked.
Yeah. For those that don't know,
stuff trying to do it.
Yeah. For those that don't know, if you use a soldering iron and you get it nice and juicy hot, and you put it on the end of a screw, like for instance, say you have a pinion that you can't get off, and you sit there and you heat it up, it'll soften and heat up your Loctite.
It'll loosen it. Yeah.
Make it
what was stripped on top of that, it was a nightmare. It's one of those like, oh, hey, I busted an A-arm. Quick fix, just take out a couple screws. Nope. Stripped. It was stripped, like from the factory. It was a stripped screw. And it was one of those like, are you kidding? But yeah. Anyway, I got it with a lot of work and dremeling and soldering and all that. But yeah, we just had to take off. We were replacing the body mounts with the metal ones for the Raminator, which you should do that. It's a great upgrade. Addicted to RC, I believe is who it was. Yeah. It's a great upgrade. I don't know with the new one. I mean, I don't know how it all mounts, but on the other one, the metal mounts are awesome. But just trying to get some of those screws out, heat and Alex Zach was there, and we were just reaming on that thing trying to get it out. And
what kind of hardware is it?
Popped.
Is that like
it's all big? Yeah, it's like 4mm hexes, but then it's going into a cross beam, and that trying to hold and you got to do both. It was
yeah.
That's where I'm like, if there's something in there, I'm like, if it's replaceable, we just buy the new one and sign off on it. Maybe have that for a later project where when you're just tinkering, you open it and you fix it so that when another one goes, you just drop it in.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's quick fixes that are not quick fixes, which actually ties into the tool thing. But
it does.
Yeah. We'll talk about, let's just jump into the tools. Let's get on it.
Let's each
we're gonna take turns.
Yeah, and let's read the chat. We can't
duplicate because we want to try and mess up. And if you guys have tools that you think that everybody should have or that we should have,
put them in the
start
chat.
letting us know.
Yeah. So you want to kick it off? You want to go first? I'll throw you under the bus.
Oh, I don't mind going first. I do want to say, Matthew Copeland, like what I'm seeing in the shop online. Thank you, man. I have a couple. I have more than 3. I could potentially do 5.
Wow.
I'm if you don't steal one of them, and I'm gonna save one of them that's a simple one that probably everybody has.
Yeah.
But there's a couple that you don't just think about grabbing all the time. One of mine is right here.
Oh yeah, little mat.
I went years without getting a Cow RC mat. Yeah. And now I have a big one that goes pretty much across the whole table. It's like 4 feet wide and it just rolls out, and I take it with me to races and stuff. And then I got these little mini mats, and these are perfect under my STX 24s
Yep.
As you can see, the whole car actually will sit pretty much right on it.
There you go.
And then I have the little screw ones I use for doing wheels and tires of them. I got them all over on all the different tables.
You know what drives me crazy about those though? I'm gonna be
getting the screws off them.
No, they just
washers.
They just turn into catch-alls for me. Like
any of them. You gotta learn to get rid of this stuff.
I have like 3 of them, and I have one.
You still have all the screws in it from your last thing, don't you?
Yeah, all the time. But I was gonna say I have one that is cooler than yours because it's custom. Are you ready?
Oh, that's cool.
So, I made this at the shop, so mine it's a magnet still.
Yeah.
And then I routed out my bomb, and then I put those in, but
took it down.
I have like 2 of them here, and then I have one that's a ProTech one, and it's like I just have all this crap in them. And I was literally thinking about like, okay, where's a box? I'm gonna throw everything off my box today, or off my table tonight, and then just put it all in a box and then like repopulate as I go. I don't know if you've ever done that, but I'm like at that point because
that's why I have multiple. So I'll take them off, and there'll be stuff that's halfway built, and it's still like I have wheels.
Yeah,
that have like the bajillion screws, like the 1 inch micro ones for my son.
Yeah,
and it's just sitting over there with all the screws stuck to it, luckily.
Sure.
And I just it stays with it. So I have multiple little mats, but
yeah.
Well,
one of the reasons why I want to clear off my table so bad is because I made the jump, and I'm doing as minimal dollhouse as I can possibly do.
What?
And so I don't know if you can see.
Dollhouse, that's something to talk about too.
So back here, I've got my new backdrop.
Yep.
For my table builds, and it's the garage scene and all that kind of stuff. So I got to clean this whole thing off so I can have some semi-pro action. But so you want to talk about Dollhouse too?
Well, I may be last minute going to USTE, so trying to work some stuff out.
Nice.
So yeah, we're trying to work that out. So that may or may not be a thing. Speaking of Dollhouse, coming up, but So actually, speaking of the shop too and custom, I'm gonna work with CowRC to make some of those that I can sell in my online shop for the minis.
Nice.
Everything's mini about minis on the site.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's
my tool. My first must-have now.
Your first must-have. Well, mine is a small tripod, and specifically one that can wrap and stand on things. Because I use this so much. I use this for like selfie stuff when I'm out there talking to the camera. I use it for setting things up. Because it's flexible, I can put it on any kind of terrain. I have like 3 of these just kicking around because I use them so much.
Okay.
And I love them. They're super simple. They're lightweight. For taking video, I like to be able to get low and not have to I actually have a monopod or a selfie stick that attaches to it so I can get real low and then just run my camera down there. But I would say
almost did that. I have one of those over there. Mine's a little bigger than that one.
Yeah.
I think, but I didn't want it to be. It just happened to be. Well, no, it looks very similar to that actually.
Yeah, 12 inches probably. Well, I guess that's probably 8 inches or so, but just but then there's
does it have balls on the end?
Mine does. This is the other one that I really like. And this one's really cool because it's a really small tripod.
Yeah.
So the small tripods are like money in the bank.
Yep. I have too many of them and too many selfie sticks.
Yep.
But not the cheap flimsy ones. You got to get the ones that lock.
The ones that lock are super important, and they don't bow. Like you have to figure out like just the right,
that bounce you get from those ones.
Yeah, you got to get like just a 3-foot one that's like super rigid aluminum.
Yep.
Mine's finally wearing out, but I love
Because I
those.
mean, we could say it's not an RC tool, but how many people RC and don't take pictures of or videos of their trucks driving?
Dude.
Just about everybody does.
Yeah.
Which is why the companies, hello companies, how are you doing tonight? My name's Tony. Start making your radios more friendly to GoPros and camera mounts.
So
my goodness, you'd make a bank. Come on.
Yeah, I don't have any of my radios.
I know how many of them I've broken the battery doors on now, putting clamps on and all this stuff.
That's
my
the
nice
problem.
rugged over here sitting with a big hole in the bottom of it.
Well, and that's the problem. I have mine on the bottom of I have bungee cord holding on the bottom of mine so I can attach my little 1/8 inch or my 1/4 inch.
This is to put between the battery, so it's cover the whole thing, so it wouldn't just push in the battery door. It kind of strengthen over the whole area.
Yeah.
But I never have this. Actually, on one of them, on my green one that I use all the time, I glued it to the battery door so it slides on and off with it.
Yep.
I didn't do that on the orange one, and now it's broken. So
that's straight up
one. I'm seeing the comments here.
Yeah, I straight up glued a GoPro hot shoe to the bottom of my controller.
What Kevin Talbot does. He just like massive glue amounts on his.
Yep.
Mighty Handy Tool. Use the heck out of it. I don't have that listed. I could read all these, but then we might give away some of ours. And
maybe we'll hop back to it.
We'll come back at the end and read the ones that people have, because I'm already seeing some.
Yep.
That I plan to do.
What's
so I'll go. I'm probably should take one that you're going to mention or potentially could mention. No.
Oh yeah.
The rod end bit for your screwdriver or your drill.
Yep.
I think this is from Team Garage Hack right here. And there's another one like a Sherba's thing. I bought both of them. Yeah. So you have something very similar.
I handmade this one.
Just okay. Saying. Well, not everybody has tools to make tools. So, but yeah, this thing, I've used it since getting it so much. I like the other one, the Sherber one. I can't think of the name because you don't have to have a drill. Oh, it's like a T-bar. Yeah, so you can actually hold it. It's 3D printed. You take this one in the drill and you put both ends on it. And it's nice. So yeah, it's blue, or mine's blue. I don't know if they're all blue, but this, I hope I got to get these things back to where they belong, or I'm going to be in trouble one day. I know. I have it's all on my desk here. I have a magnet glued to my toolbox where this just goes click and it just sits on my toolbox. So I know exactly where it's at. What we should do is ask if you guys have these things. Right. I'm seeing Cow RC mats for the win from Brian Kochner. Yeah. Matthew Copeland says, yes, they're hard to keep them clean. What's going on? Jessica Dahl's in the house. So I have one of those RC Raceworks mats, and it's not magnetic. And I thought about making a magnetic insert for it, but I really like it because it's got like that rubber feel to it. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like, like those PVC patches, and they're, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like that. And I like it. But to that point, I don't know who said it. They're hard to keep clean. Like all that stuff for me is hard to keep clean. Any of the mats. Yeah. Yeah. Well, one of the hard things is getting the screws off, or the washers, the little washers when they stick down, like Mia build. You gotta like push them up against the wall and try, and then they fall down. But that's where I got those little needle nose, the very fine ones that jewelers use. And that's one of the tools I wanted to mention, but I can't find it. Yep. So I don't know where it is. I have the needle nose, or not needle nose, but the fine tip. This isn't my tool, but that's it. Yeah. The fine tip tweezers. That's exactly what the jewelers and all of them use. I got it with an iPhone rebuild or fix kit. Yep. So Black Market says, your luck, the only one to make a controller with a mount would be Traxxas, and they would patent it so that nobody else can do it. I know. And I hate the form factor of their radios. Although, if they made it so that you had a camera, you wouldn't have to one-handed drive as much. But it's just where the the wheel is weird to me. But yeah.
Did
Roger
we talk
Underwood, what's up, man? Haven't
did,
talked to you in a while.
did we talk about this last year or last time about the rugged radios?
No, about you wanting one?
Yeah.
No, I think we talked offline.
Oh, so
you just texted me about it.
Oh, that's right, because I was on the trail when I texted you about it. But I don't know if there's any other option to have a water resistant radio. But I was realizing I'm trying to do this 120-mile hike thing. And so that means it's rain or snow, sun, whatever. And we were out there and it was like, dude, like our radios were just soaking wet. Like,
yeah.
And I'm not going to run with a bag over my hand. You know what I mean? Like it's just soaking wet. And it's like, I need, like, at least now I'm starting to think maybe this will be a topic for like overtime for what we're doing. But
okay,
I had some questions about racing and radios for racing and if you actually need a nice one or not. But we'll come back to that.
It's very noticeable.
Is it?
Yes.
All right. Well, we'll come back to it. Okay.
Yes.
You ready for my number 2?
Yes.
I am cheap.
Oh, 0 for 3. Cast, throws, blades, and pews. Wow, he's 0 for 3 on these tools.
Well, I'm
Start
sure
writing a wish list.
I'm sure you'll have this one. I got this off of Amazon. Well,
yeah.
I should say my aunt got me this off of Amazon for Christmas one year. And it's just like all those other ones.
Ryobi, it's an exact copy of the Ryobi one, yeah.
Maybe Ryobi copied this one. How do you know, Tony?
They copied Black & Decker.
So, but this thing, I love having it. But the thing that I like about mine, and I know not all of them have it, is I have a clutch on mine.
Yes, you do. Ryobi does not have that.
And a clutch, for people that don't know how to use a clutch, it's so rad. So like when I'm building things that I don't want to strip out, I'll throw the clutch all the way down to 1 and it'll just go and just barely torque the screw down so it won't strip it out or won't strip out the threads. And then if I want to like go to town, like say I'm building a new kit and it's got hard plastic and I can't get the screw started, I'll throw it to the drill or to the high torque part of my clutch and it'll just ram it home. It's good. I like it.
The visuals.
just
Yeah, the gyro ones are pretty cool in the DeWalt. Have you ever used one of those where you turn your wrist?
I've had a sandwich.
Okay.
But
no, it's got a gyro where as you turn it turns on and works. It's,
you mean
more power.
The beef and lamb gyros?
Yeah, I like those. The Euros. Roger Underwood. I don't think all of the Trigger King stuff is LMTs now. Some of those guys do, but they've got a lot of other custom stuff. They got a lot of custom rigs with them. I know Josh Rhodes went to all LMTs, but yeah.
See, for the gyro ones, I have a bad wrist, and I don't know that would actually help me. You know what I mean? Like this action, it would throw it out.
All that wrenching over the years destroyed your wrists.
Yeah. Just saying.
It's
like
here. That's one of the ones I was going to mention, which is very wimpy, and it's good because it doesn't ever strip things out. It doesn't need a clutch but when it doesn't have enough power, it also is locked so that you could just use your hand to get it going.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, oh gosh. So that was mine. So that was number 2 for each of us.
2 for each.
I think a lot of people have something like these. I'm seeing a lot of people saying,
yeah, definitely a necessity. For as much building as I do a lot of building, and so for me, it's like I absolutely need that. It drives me crazy. You ready for my third one?
I like the quick back and forth on this one, the little buttons. But yeah, anyway, yes, we'll switch gears. Let you go 3, so I don't have the potential to steal all of yours.
All right. And I know this is going to sound like an advertisement, but I really swear by this stuff. My super glues.
Super glues. I didn't order any yet. You
Dude,
sent me the link, right? Or no? Maybe I just asked you.
I don't know. I'm sure I sent it. I'll send you I think I might have a discount code too.
Okay.
But
I need
yeah.
to get some good ones.
Oh, dude, I don't even, I mean, it's like everything. It's like my Frank's Red Hot sauce, man. It's like I literally use it all the time. All the time. I love it.
Yep.
And especially for like putting together my 3D printed stuff, all that kind of thing. It works really, really well. So, all right. What's your number 3?
Shock pliers.
Oh, I've never used those and I've always wanted to.
Never thought I needed them. Use them for more than shock pliers. I use them for a ton of stuff.
Walnuts?
I just need a grip. Yeah, nutcracker, ball popper,
Wow.
pivot ball popper.
I've seen those. I've heard of those videos on
Yes.
YouTube before.
Yeah. I use it to put pivot balls in, but it's a lot harder because there's not a stop on this one.
Uh-huh.
So you have to like put something underneath it to stop it, or just try and, if it goes through, you pick it up and do it again. But
Yeah.
I still use it for that a lot of the times. And I think Techno makes one that's way better, but I haven't dropped the money on it. This is just what they had at my local hobby shop back in Virginia, Hobby Town of Virginia. Awesome people there.
Yep.
But yeah, I'd love to get some.
Yeah, there's a set of associated ones that they just came out with. I'm sure they're all like half of them are all the same, but yeah, Johnny Davis is saying Techno is a great shock pliers. Yeah, I've always wanted to use them. Now that I'm getting into racing stuff, I could see the use for them. Otherwise, I'm just like, I put my pliers down at the very bottom where I know it's not going to stroke all the way in. And then I put like a towel over it. And I actually have, I don't know where they are on my table, but I actually have baby vice grips, which are awesome. I should have used that for my other one. My baby vice grips are like super rad.
Yeah. Some of them that I've seen too have like things to hold your XT60s and stuff, different plugs while you're soldering, which is pretty cool too.
Yeah, for sure. Man, I don't know where my baby vice grips are. They're like the coolest thing because they totally just like clamp on, and you have to pop the clamp to get them off. They're awesome.
Scale Metal Supplies.
What's they?
He says, "Buy damn shock pliers, Pablo."
I know, I'm cheap, man. I'm like super cheap.
Speaking of Scale Metal Supplies, I've got some NAR bars I'm going to be putting on the website too.
Nice.
Just got them in the mail from Scale Metal Supplies.
I got a bag of goodness from Scale Metal Supplies the other day. These are pretty cool. You can't really see these. So if you have a Baja Ray,
yeah,
these bolt right into where that cage comes off, and they have holes for 3/16 tubing to start your cage from. It's awesome. And then let's see, what else do we got here? I got some trailing arm kits. These, okay. Andre and I were talking back and forth about hinging the exo cages that I make.
Yep.
I love hinging the exo cages because it just seems much more easier than like putting a battery in and then having to like my hands don't fit in those little places that everyone hides their batteries. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to unbolt 2 screws and lift it up and then put it back down. But Andre's on, I don't know what this one's called, but I know it's the bumper tab. I think it's like bumper tab number 11 billion or maybe 4. I don't know what it is, but this little hole here.
Using Chinese numbering systems for his made in USA products.
Yeah. So this one right here has a little hole in it that you can tap for an M3 screw. All day. Love that one. I got a bunch
Universal
of
bumper tab with the D.
It's all about the D. Yeah, but yes.
Detroit. So that was 3. I feel like we should keep going because I've got.
Keep it rolling, Tony. Keep it rolling.
You have some to keep rolling?
Of course. I'm a tool man.
All right. So something that I never had, and until I made this workspace down here where I have a pegboard with like the little tool thing put in it that I can just kind of slot my tools into, and just catch all kind of tools that I want to use to work. The servo.
Oh, a tester,
yeah. But using it to center stuff as I'm working on stuff by just
that's a good one.
The balance lead of
that's a good one.
That's the wrong way. It should light up. Then you can twist your servo. You can't see it because it's shining, but yeah, it's moving the servo. Or you can have it. You can click on it, and it'll do one of these sides. You can click on there. And it'll just make it go back and forth and test it. Or, you can control it here. So, yeah, pretty cool. And I just have little batteries down here. I use my little mini batteries even. Just down here. Just stick it on there real quick. And this is that new Raw 400 LP.
Yep.
I still have to install it on the
nice.
Axial.
I need to hit up good old Reef and be like, hey, buddy, remember me? I've got some cars I got to build here, dude. And then buy some new servos off of him. I need to ask him what servos to use in the cars that I'm going to be building.
Which servo tester is this? It just says servo test in yellow on blue. I think I got this at Hobbytown, but I could be wrong.
Could be Hobby Lobby. I'm just kidding.
You never know.
They have so much cool stuff.
Cheap. That's all I know. But they're probably all over Amazon and stuff for almost nothing.
Almost nothing.
Honestly.
So I saw that comment about getting a pinion puller.
Ooh. I looked at those.
Yeah. That seems like a good investment.
But you got to get a good one because I kept looking at them and they were all breaking on people.
Well, here's another one that I think is actually making the little stuff and then just doing odd end building. A hand drill. I didn't know how cool this thing was until I got one. And I was like, where have you been all my life?
Is that the tool you were saying that I don't have?
Yep.
One of?
No.
Okay. Because I have one of those.
No, there's something else, but it's not really a tool, but it's kind of a tool. It's an organization tool.
How
about that? Pin vise. Ooh, pin vise. Yeah, that's what this is. Yep. What else?
So I have one of those, and I use it for making like pre-drilling, so I can then thread in stuff or whatever.
It's perfect for 3D printed stuff too.
Yep.
Perfect for that.
Awesome little tool. I do it for. What did I use it for?
Speaking of CalRC.
Oh yeah, little mat.
I keep this one in my hiking bag, actually, because it's small, it's flexible. It doesn't have the ridge that goes around it, which makes them less flexible. But I keep it for trail fixes, so I can throw this down
in your bag.
Yeah, so I throw it down and I can like throw my screws on it. It's actually really cool. Boom. There you go. What else you got, Tony?
I know. Did Owen Rogers order a Primal too?
What?
Did I miss it? I just saw somebody saying he got a backstage pass, but he was asking Owen Rogers when it will ship. Oh, he says, yeah, you're so lucky. Mine will be shipped.
Oh,
I'm going to have to see his. Gravedigger. I do have one of the E-Clip tools. It's a tool they say you should have. And I tell you what, they fly out of this thing more than when I don't use it. So this is actually one that I have that I was basically in one of these told to get.
Yeah.
And it's the Dynamite one. And I just maybe need a tutorial on it.
It's called the 3% rule, Tony.
Because I've lost a bajillion with this.
You ever hear about that 3% rule?
No.
You have to be 3% smarter than the tool you're using.
Wow. That's a given.
So here's that little
Mini Vice. Yeah, I have one of those. They're great.
Oh, they're awesome. But going back to one that I never got until recently, a body reamer.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of those things that you're like, I got to drill.
I call that a palm stabber.
It's like Bad Santa. You carving a potato. Ah!
It's usually my thumb. When you're trying to get it started, you got to get your finger around the area to press against it.
Yeah.
I swear I get myself with it all the time.
Yep.
This one took me a while to get.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't have much use for it until
3D printing. Yeah.
Monster Truck building the links and stuff.
Oh.
Is what I was going to say. But 3D printing is definitely another good reason. Yeah. It's always on my desk now.
Yep.
I don't know how accurate it is because I feel like I print it off and I'm like, fudge it a little more over, but it could be these old eyes.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I've got
a owl. Do you know what an owl is? AWL?
It's called an owl. An awl.
Awl.
An awl is like it's basically what you use a Phillips screwdriver for finding the holes. And so like if you're trying to align a hole, you use an awl for that. Sometimes they're sharpened, so you can use them as a scribe.
Okay.
Very nice. And you can scratch parallel lines with them. They're cool. He's saying scratch parallel lines with your calipers probably.
Oh yes.
So
that's a great idea. I hadn't thought of that.
I'll throw two up that are really easy that one everyone probably has and should have, and the other is something that people really need to have. One's a decent pair of side cutters.
Yep. Definitely. I don't have a good decent pair of those. Actually, my 3D printer has one in it.
Yep. These are awesome. And the next, a good metal
dental pick.
This one's a good one because it's like all metal housing and it's knurled on it, so you can really grab it. But these are.
Do you like that? Is that on the other side with the ball on the end of it? Is that the?
No, this one's broken.
Okay.
But the other thing that I have another one that's like this. That's actually a deburr. So it's got a pick at one end and a deburrs on the other end. Super helpful. Go.
Well, I was just going to see, because somebody was saying something about using one of these. I also have this, which was actually on here. But this does. Let's see. One of these that I have does, one of the Spectrum ones I have does it as well. But this isn't it. But this is a smart ESC programmer.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll tell you what. It also works for like a LiPo checker.
Yep.
Which if you don't have a LiPo checker that's got a screen on it, like the beep ones are annoying as all get out to me. Joe and guys always used them. But does yours beep? Beep, beep? Like beep through the cells. But anyway, something like that. But being able to program, like I have so many Spectrum cars now, and I waited to bite the bullet to buy one of these, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so easy to go in and program, and I know what the settings are on the car without having to go through all the beeps.
Yeah,
I can just quickly go through it. This is the V2 one.
Yep.
Awesome little tool for RC.
Mine is pretty cool, and I'll show you why. There used to be a company back in the day called Pushrod 3D.
Yep, I remember them.
Yeah, and I bought the mini Miller Welder voltage tester.
Oh, that's cool.
And so I don't know if this is a new battery, but if this has any juice on it, it'll read out. And I used to have it on one of my trucks as a scale point, and I had my battery run into it. Yeah, look at that. Just like that. And it would tell me how much battery, how much juice is left. And it doesn't beep, but it just tells me.
Does it cycle through each of the cells?
No, this just purely just says how much voltage is in the battery.
Got it.
But I use it.
Pretty cool.
Well, I use it all the time because I have so many lipos.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just check them before I go.
But see, that'd be cool in the back of a truck driving, just so you know, you can look at it and be like, I'm good.
Yep.
Or I should make it back to the end of the beginning of the trail.
Yep.
Soon.
Yep.
Also, this is available on Amazon. You can get 5 of them for like $13, or you can get 1 of them for $6. So I should buy 10 sets of the
$5 one.
$5 or 5 for whatever, and start selling them for $6 each.
Yeah. Wow, guys, we got a lot of people in the chat. We got a lot of viewers right now. I think that's the highest viewer count we've had in a while.
Yeah.
100 people in the house. That's awesome.
Right on.
Thanks for watching. Talking tool time, man. That's always getting people excited. I don't know what else I could share that's like super valuable for tools. I don't know. Well,
I think that's my like not the normal ones, other than saying like Vanquish, like those tools were expensive, but man, have they been worth it.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. But you know, the things that I kicked myself for not getting was when I was doing a big build, the magnet mat, which that's when I really like it, is when I'm doing a build. If I'm just doing a quick thing, like you said, they just catch screws.
Yeah.
Which I just don't care about it catching the screw anyway, because I'm changing it, you know, and I've got new screws usually going in.
Yeah.
But when I'm doing a build, I definitely like to have the magnet mat to separate my stuff. And
Yep. For sure. I guess one of them, the one that I was saying that I know you won't have, and I almost sold these a while ago, but I was like, and you can't really see it, but I have this little plate that let's see if I can reach it without taking off my headset.
Here goes his computer.
I have this plate that has like fingers like this.
Yeah. To hold your radios?
To hold all my radios. And so I have them lined up down there, and it's just like I can just pull them off. And it's just a little shelf that I made for it, and it's awesome.
You should make it so they can screw onto a wall and just hang them on your wall.
It is. Oh. So I have it mounted to the shelf, but it's got a brake bend thing that I could bolt it to the wall and just hang them on the wall. It's pretty cool.
That'd be pretty cool.
It is very cool. Turnbuckle holder, wrench is great. Turnbuckles are a nightmare without it. Yes, 100%. All right, you want to move on?
Yeah, let's move on.
So what are we moving on to? Are we moving on to the build stuff, like, or now that we're talking about tools, I guess that's something that we can kind of go into. Our, one of the things. Whoa. I don't know why, but Instagram just opened up on
magnetizer, demagnetizer. That's a good one. Airbrush kit. I haven't bought one of those yet, but I'm sure when I do, it'll be, why didn't I buy an airbrush kit before this?
I'm waiting for my race cars so I can airbrush my race cars. It's been a long time since I used to do a lot of airbrushing. Kaylin says for racing, you need a good radio
Camber
for
tool.
Better response. Upgrading servos is good. Camber tool, yeah.
Yeah, the radio's night and day difference with the race buggies.
So Don Rooster asked if the driver kit bits fit electric screwdrivers. So, are you talking about your driver?
No.
Yeah, his drivers won't. But
I need to buy an adapter to sell. I should have one made.
Yeah.
I tried buying different things that were like a screw, like different size, and I couldn't find one that worked. So I need to just make one.
Yeah. Or if your driver has a collet on it, it would work. But if it's just a quick change driver, then no. But So what we were going to talk about really quick was the like what people want to get into building. Like, so that's something that I've always had an affinity for, like Matt at Scale Builders Guild, and how he can do styrene stuff. And I do a little bit of dabbling in styrene, but like some of the, like if you go here, I'm going to plug the Scale Builders Guild forum. I'm not on there that much, but man, if you
It's a great
go
start
on
to your
there,
plug.
dude, I know, right?
It's a great start to your plug.
But when I'm there, like seriously, when
Yeah.
I'm there, it is like I'm over my head, and like these guys are mad skills when they have mad skills when it comes to building and the styrene and all that kind of stuff. I mean, just awesome. So for me, like styrene would be one of the things that I've always wanted to work on. I'd love to build an interior out of styrene.
It's so easy to 3D print now, though. It's like,
I know,
and that's your bread and butter.
Yeah, for me, I'm like 3D modeling it, and I like to do that. But like, I think that's something, I don't know if other people want to get into 3D modeling. Do they want to get into building different types of cars? Do they not even want to build stuff? Like, I'm trying to think of things that people would be interested in also, so that, I can start making videos of that kind of stuff too. Like, it's always a fine line with the welding stuff, right? People are very intrigued with it, but sometimes I think people are like, not everyone has this type of welder. Not everyone has. Of
course, expensive, to get one.
Yeah.
That's where brazing. That's what I first started watching was Harley Designs, and then we're doing brazing and all that, and then one of my buddies was doing it, so that's what got me looking into it.
Yeah.
And then I bought the stuff to braze, and we brazed a little. Me and my son brazed a little stick figure guy, and then that's all I ever brazed. Now I use it as a fire starter. That yellow can. It's so hot. It's awesome.
Yep.
So yeah. What's a good JIS screwdriver? What's a JIS?
For Tamiya, I think they have a kit. Tamiya, I'm pretty sure Tamiya has a kit. Tamiya, potato, whatever.
Tamiya.
Yeah, okay. Scale Builders Guild. There you go. Okay, so for welders, here's the thing. I think people don't realize how inexpensive getting into wire feed welding can be. It is, when you think of it, it's about, you could get into one that would probably be the cost of a 4S kit, something that's 4S, right? So like I'm looking at
$500,
$569 right now on Harbor Freight. For now, here's the thing that I think people, and this is just kind of going off on a tangent. There's two types of wire feed welders that people always get confused. One is flux core and the other is MIG. They look the same, except one has a gas bottle, and the gas bottle one's going to make a much nicer weld and make it so much easier.
Much more expensive.
Entry,
you gotta buy the bottle, which is a couple $100, and then fill it.
Yeah,
That's kind of used.
Yeah, if you can find it used, or if you can rent the bottles, that's one thing that you can do. Like at my welding shop.
I mean, I put that gas on there, and then my welds were like butter when I got that thing all hooked up.
Yeah, they were. But seriously,
they were cleaner though. They weren't splatter. Like the splatter is so bad on the flux core. Like there's just little dots of stuff stuck everywhere.
Yeah.
So
here I just went to Harbor Freight because everyone has one, and I guarantee you I could pull a nice bead with something like this. They have a MIG, and it's a 120 volt welder, which means you can plug it into your normal garage outlet.
Yep, just know where to flip your breaker.
$419.
You'll be going to it. You'll be going to it to flip the brick.
No, not welding this stuff. This stuff is like
I-
super lightweight. You don't have to turn it way up for this. So if you have it turned up too high, then yes. But you're only welding on like the low setting when you're welding 3/16 stuff. You don't got to go higher than that. Tony's like, I go full power, man. Let's just go.
I want to put holes in things.
Yeah. But this one's $419 for a MIG welder.
So he's saying he's going to order Tamiya kit. I've only ever used just regular screwdrivers on my Tamiya kits.
Me too.
Or I buy a hex kit to replace all of the screws.
Yep.
But yeah, I need to learn. My welder's still out there ready for me to.
Ding.
Yeah. So.
Well, what else? Is there anything else that people want? +1 for Yes Welder TIG. Oh, Yes Welder TIG, they're saying. Yeah, so that's the other thing. TIG welding. TIG welding has a very, very steep learning curve. And it gets very expensive because you go through the argon. If you're doing it right, you go through the argon really fast. Really, really fast. So, but anyways, I don't want to get too far into
Speaking of welding, that new chassis that Big America just built, that is clean.
Dude, and I was talking to him about it. So the side plates are all
so
titanium cool. 3D printed. And I was like, dude, that is rad.
So where did he get that done? Does this place shop he works at have a 3D printer that prints metal?
Center printer. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, my brother-in-law has one that does. Sick. He's like, tell me when you get something that would be something you would want to do that's really nice that you couldn't do on yours, let me know. I'm like,
How many can you do?
They got the good ones there. Like they're doing automotive stuff, like airplanes, Boeings, and all the custom. Yeah. So I'm like, I'll have to think about that.
You'll have to get a King of RC necklace chain.
Yeah, my brother texted me. That's what it was. Said welds like butter. I'd sent him the pictures of it, and when it was like catching on fire, I'm like, dude, it is supposed to, because he knows how to do all that stuff. I didn't learn, but he knows how. I'm like, what gas? Like, okay, so this is happening. It just caught on fire. What should I do? Do I proceed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's why I laughed when Harley was saying that he knows the smell of them by the paint. He can do the different brands by the paint smell when he's welding and it's catching on fire.
Yep. So people are talking about painting tools, and I think that's something that, like, going along the thing of like wanting to get into and wanting to experiment with would be, for me anyways, getting back into airbrushing and more specifically the liquid mask. I've never painted an RC body with liquid mask, and I think I really would like to try that.
Yeah, I did it once.
Yeah, how'd it turn out?
Awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I don't know.
I did that Darth Vader Yeti.
It
was a bug body on a Yeti, Axial Yeti. And sorry, my beard, one of the hairs is like turning up at my nose, and I keep trying to sticking me. But yeah, the liquid mask, I cut out a whole Darth Vader mask out of it on the hood of it, and then I did little lightsabers down the side of it as like the stripe.
Nice. So my idea that I want to do is, when I get my kits for building our race cars, for my race car specifically, hopefully I'm going to get a T6 too. I've got the brown already. I'm going to airbrush little brown, like kind of circles and shapes. And then I'm going to go over it with white, and I want it to be a tortilla.
Okay, it's going to be the flying turd or something.
No. No, I want it to be like the flying tortilla, man. So
I like it.
I think something like that would be cool. You know, there's some of those guys, those painters do some amazing like relief. I guess it would be like relief painting because you're cutting the mask out and painting, and they do like lettering, all that kind of stuff. It is like that is a lot
Man,
of
the amount of
craziness.
detail that people spend doing it, like Hemi storming them and
Yeah.
like the professional guys is insane.
Yep. 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 I couldn't imagine doing that.
I like
So
paying them for their expertise
yeah, exactly.
and not buying all the tools myself.
Yep.
So
Yep. I have an Awada airbrush. So back in the day, I have an Awada and I have a I don't remember what the other one is. I actually used to do the True Fire stuff back in the day on cars, like on cars and helmets and things like that, where you actually make it look like real flames. And I've done different colors, green and red and blue. And I used to do graphics on cars. So like furling checkerboard stuff, or you know, the checkered flags over the front of cars and airbrush all that out. And I just never really translated that into RC.
Yep.
And now it's like, I think it would be cool. And now the paints are so much better than when I used to do it.
Yep.
Because I used to use solvent-based paints, and now they're all water-based. And so it's like, oh, I could actually kind of breathe afterwards.
Another tool, Jeff Makovich, the Cricut vinyl cutters. Speaking of painting, is an awesome tool for doing lettering and all that, because they make like, you know, like the J Concepts window things you get.
Oh, yeah.
They're on that Orajel or whatever.
Orajet.
Orajel. And yeah, so that's just like you could cut those on a Cricut or whatever and use them as like masks for your letters, and just got to do everything backwards.
Yep.
Gotta remember to do it backwards. But yeah, for sure. I could do that too, but I typically end up just taking that same stencil and just sticking it on the outside. Just use it like my logo or whatever. And forget it. I'll just stick it on the outside.
Yeah.
But yeah, or cut, I think.
It's Orajet. Yeah, I use that for. We have a.
That's the nice stuff.
3M's the nice stuff. That's the stuff I use. I have a 56-inch plotter at my shop. So the Cricuts are like that big, I guess. But the 56-inch,
12 inches wide.
Yeah.
For a normal, and you can do like 12 by 24 if you get the longer thing for them. But yeah. And then there's another brand that's like Cricut that I didn't buy into because it looked like it wasn't it didn't have staying power. But it has. And the nice thing is, you like, Cricut is web-based.
Yeah.
For the software and all that. So it's a real pain when you want to do stuff and you're not on the internet.
Yeah.
Whereas the other one isn't. Plus the other one did rolls and you could do as long as you wanted.
Oh, is that US Cutter?
No, I don't remember who it was.
So if you look up US Cutter, they're actually here in Washington, and they have a brand of, that was my first plotter. It was a 36-inch plotter or something like that. And US Cutter is a decent one. And they have different brands under their US Cutter name. I forgot what the brands are, but they're actually pretty good. And they they use like a software called Circuts a lot, I think it is. But those are pretty decent.
Silhouette, I think, was the one. There's US Cutter.
Oh, yeah.
That wasn't the one. I think the other one was called Silhouette Cameo. That was it.
Oh, yeah. Yep. I've heard of that one before too.
And it did rolls and stuff. But yeah, so anything like that is an awesome tool. It's useful for painting. It's useful for stickers and whatever kind of branding stuff you want to do. I sticker all my batteries, things like that, so I know that they're mine. I lost you. Where you at? There you are.
Right here.
Yeah, see, I got mine from US Cutter. Black Market says.
Yep, US Cutter's a good one. I mean, they're some of them are like prosumer, I would say, for a US Cutter one. You know, like mine is a Graphtec, I think it is. Graphtec's like probably one of the top ones. Graphtec and Roland.
Yeah,
but yep.
Did we do the giveaway? We haven't done the giveaway. We could do it real quick though.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Throw it in the middle here.
Ooh, Miller-Matic 220. That's what I got.
Oh, really?
I've got 2 of the Miller-Matic 220s. They're awesome. I think they're 220s. I take that back. I have the older Miller-Matic 211s, and the 211s had a little more power to them, and you could do a spool gun with aluminum.
So we've got all the names in here with just what car they want or what LMT, and there's 440.
Woo!
442 in here. So I've pre-populated this. I found the picker wheel. I thought it was better than the Google number one because the Google number one is just like number. This one like spins and there's some drama. But I did want to just show here that it's all results. There's no results. I haven't done any and told it don't use those numbers or any of that stuff. It's all, I can refresh it because people get so crazy and bent out of shape about some of this stuff with drawings and giveaways. So,
yes.
Do you have any predictions? Higher or lower than 250?
$1.
You think it's going to be one? I'm just saying, choose a half. Do you think it'll be above 250 or below 250?
Above.
I guess I should say 270. It would be more half. 271.
Okay.
Above 271?
Yep.
All right.
Let's go. I'm going to say it is 373.
Okay. 373. That's very, very specific. For people that are wondering, this is the 50,000 subscriber giveaway that I said I was going to do. And then we moved and a whole bunch of other life things. It was crazy and didn't really get around to it. So it's about a year later now, but I wanted to hold true to it. We said we'd give away an LMT. And so we're going to give away an LMT. Last week, we told everybody that you had a whole week to enter. Plus, I posted it yesterday as a last minute thing to Facebook and to YouTube because I feel like that's the main audience of people that I wanted to hit. So also, I didn't want to do that too early. I wanted the main people that are following and tracking stuff to have the best shots at it because I know that some of those 50,000 subscribers were back in the Star Wars days that they subscribed. And, you know, the people that are here on the daily and that, you know, are paying attention to what we're doing, those are the people I love to see get something like this. So we're going to spin this wheel and see who we get.
Let's go. Big money, no whammies. Big money, no whammies. Stop.
Still going. 159. You were way off.
Way off.
Way off. So I have to see on here who's 159. And are they in the U.S. is the next question. Because we even opened it up at some point because I felt bad.
They're in Tasmania.
Brian Kwiatkowski. I'm going to come over to my other screen.
He's in Russia.
Ski. There's a ski in there. I would say Poland.
It's close.
So where's my other window?
See in the chat.
Number 159. I see a beginning to an address. I don't see a city or state. This whole thing was supposed to make this so much easier for me. And there's no city or state.
Well, is he in the chat?
Brian Kwiatkowski said King Sling.
Ooh.
Is what he wanted. I'm going to quickly look and see here in the background while you do some entertaining on Wix.
Wix. Good old Wix. So So I've got some how do I diplomatically put this? I got some replacement lipos that showed up. I don't know if you want to go to the split screen again, Tony. Here, I'll do it. Boom.
Oh, there we go. Yeah,
boom.
That's good.
So I got some replacement lipos. I had an issue where it says, I'm Brian, but I want a Gravedigger and it's in Canada. I'll cover shipping. One other guy said, is it the same Brian?
I think he's messing.
All right. Anyways, so I had a couple, and I know RC Review did. And I was kind of like, man, that's unfortunate because I've been running these for a long time. Like all my batteries are Ovonic and they've been pretty good to me. I've had a few that have been like lately I've had a few and I don't know if it was a bad batch, but I had a few that had like one bad cell. And so I contacted them. I was like, hey guys, I've been using you guys for a long time. I got a couple of the bad cell. I showed them. I said, I only balance charge all my batteries anyway at 1 amp. So meaning like if it's at 2200, I'll do 2.2 amps or whatever it is on a 3S. That's 1 amp, right? I believe that's how the math checks. And I was like, I don't know what's going on with these, but I had a couple of them that just went dead on me. And you know what really frustrated me? It was happening when I was on these big hikes and I'd have like my battery to go dead and I'd throw another battery in and I'd run it for like 5 feet and it would read at like, it would read at 12.2 or whatever my voltage was. But because it was only 2 good cells, they were overcharged and it would just dump. So I'd run and it'd just be like, bleh, totally dump out. So they sent me out a couple of these new ones, or not new ones, but a new pack. I love these packs. This form factor anyway. And I don't know if I have the other ones here, but I have 2 styles of like 2 form factor styles that I really, really like. This is one of them, the 2200. And then the other one's another 2200. It's a little shorter and fatter. They're rad for crawling. Very rad for crawling. Did we lose you, Tony? Are you gone? I think Tony might have disappeared for a minute. Travis says he's had a dozen and has only had one that won't charge balances. Yeah, mine have been great. They're cheap too. SMC and CNL. Okay, so here's the other thing. I need to figure out some cells to get for racing. Oh, here's the other form factor. So this is also a 3S 2200, but this is only 35C. These are 50C. Tony froze and left the building. Aha, he'll be back. So those are the 2 sizes, but I need to find some shorty packs to use for racing. And Ovonic has this type, which is a type that you can pull out the leads. But until I get my ESCs and everything figured out, I got to figure out how to do that. And I don't know what packs I'm going to run. Like these are 5,000. A Reedy makes one. I think it's called a Zappers now. I want to try that. I haven't tried that one yet. I'm getting Gen's Ace 5100. Only Apple I had Puff was Ovonic, and it was on its 3rd charge. They replaced it through Amazon. Yeah, I've had one in the past do the same, and they were like, boom, they got it done for me really quick. So, which is nice. It's nice that they replace them. Okay. Oh yeah, he's saying you can. Kalen's saying you can pick up the Gen's Ace at Hobbytown for the square body or the shorty packs. So let's talk real quick about. Did you figure it out, Tony?
I love when my internet just takes a dump on me like that. It's just like, hey, you don't need this right now.
People pay for that.
Gosh. I don't know. I No, I couldn't get into Wix yet, but Brian, I would guess he's either from Poland or Michigan with a name like that. We have a lot of E's.
Green Bay. Yep. He's saying,
I
can you up my volume a smidge? Am I quiet? I didn't think I was quiet. I thought I was good.
I have a zip code. Let me enter the zip code.
Was that an R. Kelly joke? Too soon? Too soon?
It says Sheboygan, Michigan.
Nice. Hey, you might be able to drive it over to him.
So I just have to verify that somehow with said winner.
Nice.
And I guess I could look up his phone number.
That'd be cool. All right, so let's talk real quick before we start to run out of time. We're an hour 10 in.
Oh,
so I wanted to talk about radios, and I've heard conflicting things. And I watched a video about one, and it didn't sell me on having a super nice radio. So I watched a Ryan Stiles Harris video where they went and got a DX5C. Dude, those are awesome. So they went and got a DX5C, and they were racing, or they were comparing it to like a Sanwa M14 or whatever. I don't know. One of those fancy, glassy looking radios. And we've talked about this before, that I am like apprehensive of getting into a new radio universe because of the amount of vehicles that we have, and they're all FlySky based, blah, 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 right? Woe to me, first world problem. But it's expensive to get for a radio, right? So I have a GT5. I don't know what the, milliseconds or whatever it is that they talk to the receiver, but I don't know like if it's worth it at my level anyway, because I'm a novice driver, right? Speaking of, my kid beat me this weekend. Maybe we'll get back to that later, but he beat me this weekend at the track. So, but I see a lot of these fancy radios, and it's like, I don't feel like I need that specifically for crawling and bashing. For racing, everyone says it makes a big difference. The Ryan Stiles video, he was actually two guys were faster with the cheap radio than they were with their fancy radios.
Huh. Maybe maybe they're just too on top of things, and they need the radio to slow them down.
Yeah. I don't know. Who was it? Someone just said the Noble. Brian Feller said the Noble. I thought about that one, and I think it's cool because you can switch it over to left hand to right hand, which would be kind of neat. But
do you like to switch it when you're racing? It's like, I'm going to race as a lefty today. You know what? Today I'm going to race as a righty. Throw these guys off so they don't know where I'm coming from.
My mother-in-law gets so mad because she's hyper competitive when it comes to racket sports, like ping pong, pickleball, racquetball, all that kind of stuff. I mean, like real competitive, right? So we'll go and we'll start playing ping pong. And I mean, it's like Spin City, like we're like Japanese Olympic style, like going back and forth. And then I'll be like, you know what? I think I'm going to switch back to my right hand. And she'll be like, because I can play with either hand when we're going. And same with welding. I can weld with my left hand or my right hand. I can't. I used to be able to truly switch hit, but I wasn't very good at it. But not good enough to do too much things. But let's see. Kaelan says Airtronics MT4. I'm not sure the new 22 version equivalent. You need it for adjustments. Make it easy to drive. I'm a Dumbo and FlySky guy. FlySky GT5 for the win. I love my GT5. He says, like I said previously, I use the GT5 and Podium frequently.
That's a bragger.
Noble brakes easy. Be careful. I have about 6 radios. Faves are Sanwa, high-tech links. GT5 for racing is a bad plan. 2A does not do nearly as well as a 3 for interference. I've never had a problem with my Noble. Lots of people
I podium
talk
frequently too against the other two guys I compete with.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, okay, so I don't know that like the specs on a rugged are any better than the specs on my GT5. Like I haven't compared them. But the thing about the rugged that I want to start investigating is because of trailing on a rainy day, right? When I'm out there, I want to have that. But also, I totally get the idea of having more input points and linearity when it comes to racing. I don't know. I podiumed with a loaner truck that didn't have a very good radio. So, and I mean, I don't know. But everyone's saying the Noble's freaking fast. Sanwa MX6. What do you think, Tony? What are you using for racing?
I don't really race buggies. I just used my rugged when I did, but I was pretty good at the back of the pack. I was keeping up with myself.
Yeah.
Pretty all right.
Yeah.
But when I did use my buddy's Futaba, it was pretty insane. But again, is it his setup of his car? Is it who knows what number of things it could be that made it be so fast? But it felt on rails. But again, it could be car setup. So
the Noble isn't too bad. A Noble is about $180 at Wally World, which is crazy. That's not too bad. Just go out and try different radios. Transmitters is a personal preference if you put the money into one. Yeah, I feel the same way. Like I'm not like super.
So it's not really going to be through Walmart. It's going to be some.
Yeah, drop ship from somewhere else. But I just mean like I'm not really. I don't know. I really don't think I'm like worthy of a fancy radio yet. You know what I mean? Like the other ones are doing. Yeah, KLN's saying the steering wheel and springs are different from different radios. See, that's the thing. On my radio, I can adjust all that stuff. The EPA, dual rate. I can even mix on mine. I can do all kinds of stuff. I think I can mix on the GT5. Built-in rechargeable battery. That's nice. So, yeah, I don't know. One of the guys I was talking to at the track was saying that he went to one of those fancy ones and it's like night and day for him.
It's tough. It's like you wish you could just borrow one to put into your car and see what it feels like, the difference in something, or even in the rental. Like if one of the guys could just put in a radio that you could just feel the difference.
Yeah.
But again,
well, yeah, I think the same. Like for me, once I build my own car and actually have some more time with it, I think then the radio might make a difference. But like, I've only been to a few like real races. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, even with, I mean, just the response of the thumb or the wheel on the Futabas is really nice. Like the placement of it just feels good on that one. But I mean, that's an expensive radio.
Yeah.
So,
well, and that's the other thing, right?
Super expensive. It's like more than your car is going to be.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing that's crazy. When we were racing, I turned my dual rate way down on my steering just because I didn't want such twitchy steering on carpet anyway, right? Like on carpet, it's like I didn't need it to be super, super fast. So I don't know. I think it's just, I don't know. It's a tough one. I have never had.
What's the MT4? Sorry.
Huh?
Who makes the MT4? I missed it. KLN's.
Is that Airtronics, I think? Oh, so they're saying the frequency is different for the GT5, so you can get interference issues. I see. That's something I didn't think about. Oh, I have a confession to make. At the race last weekend, I thought I was driving someone else's car. And then I looked down and someone was picking up my car and putting the body back on it.
Now that's funny.
And there was 2 green cars on the track. And I was like, wait a minute. And I go, why is this not? And then I look over and there's the marshal's like putting the body on.
It's like you're totally revenant at him. He's trying to hold it. Oh my gosh.
I know. Old man.
That's awful.
I don't even like, and it was so weird. I didn't even know, like, it must have just been a split second. Like, I don't know. I don't even know how I lost it. Like, that never happens to me. I don't know.
I'm looking up all these radios. I'm having to Google them because I have no idea what radios are. So Noble, okay. FlySky Noble NB4. So Kyosho makes that now? FlySky Q.
No, I don't think so.
One says Kyosho Dash Noble NB4. Other says FlySky Noble.
I'm pretty sure it's just FlySky.
That's what I thought.
If anything, Kyosho would black label FlySky.
Right.
I would think, but I swear this never happens, baby.
I lost Mario Party this last weekend because of that same issue. Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like my Ruggeds. The only thing is the missed opportunity with that little rail that they have, that guard to hold on to hold it, that uses the little clips that are almost exactly like the GoPro mount that you screw through, but it doesn't fit the GoPro to hold the GoPro there. That's for the first mistake. And the second is that it only holds 20 cars. And it drives me insane because crawler people have a lot of cars. Like more than race guys do.
Yeah.
And yet the race ones have up to 99 models. Like,
yeah.
Why limit this one? I could go on about that for a long time. Like if I had somebody's ear at Spectrum, I would probably like chew it off. Like I love Spectrum products, but that is the one thing I think I would like go to town on them about, was like, why the limit on the one where like your basher people, your people that are buying over and over and over. We've got this addiction problem.
Yeah.
And we just buy a ton.
Right.
Let us put them all on the same radio. I'm like jockeying things between them. Like one's got 20, 2 of them have 20 already on them. Another one's got like 19. And I'm like trying to switch cars around, and because I want to keep all mine on my radio. So I'm not carrying multiple ones. It's so dumb.
See, I think I have a limit in the house. When we hit like 23, I've got to move and redo. Like, you know what I mean? Like and they're not all on my radio because my son has 7 on his radio or whatever it is. But for me, I feel like I build so many that I'm constantly like, what did I name this one? I forgot what I named this one. And the GT5 only has 4 characters. I don't know how many characters does a Rugged have?
I have 24 hanging on my wall right here.
how
many characters? It depends if you delete the numbers, but I don't know, actually. I type until I can't get any more. It's probably like 10.
10 characters? See, that's nice. That's nice.
8 to 10.
Why don't you just 3D print something to fix
Hold more?
To fix to your Spectrum
amount?
Yeah. Or even just a flat pad or a 1/4 inch.
What I need to do is make a new battery door that has a mount on it. Like that.
Or the door on the side where your cross wrench goes.
No, that comes off too easy. Plus, I usually want the camera lower if I can.
Yeah.
Because I want to be able to also, ideally, I would do a 3D print that would have it would capture or I'd glue in like quarter inch.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm torn on it. Like, I don't want to pull the trigger on it, but I kind of do. The only thing I don't like about it is how expensive those receivers are. Receivers are silly expensive. Did you freeze again? Look at you. Tony froze again. Somebody's got to call his internet provider. There's a nice micro for the MB4 as well from micro as in micro receiver. Just use the TQI. Yeah, that'll be fine. Yeah, Traxxas figured that out in the 90s. The micro receiver for Radio Link is why I like it. I bought an extra battery door to stick GoPro mounts on it. Hey, there you are. Swivel mount, hex nut. Your internet's on point, Tony.
It is crazy today, now.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's Radio Link is what people... Okay, so here's the other thing. So Spectrum has some telemetry.
Mm-hmm.
The new FlySky GT7 or whatever it's called has a bunch of telemetry stuff that hasn't really been fully investigated yet. And I think the Noble does too. I would actually be interested in seeing some of that stuff because one of them I saw had speed. And I don't know how they would calculate speed, if it's GPS based or not. And then one of them was temperature. I don't think they did battery voltage. But there's like a bunch of different sensors that you could do on them. And they just plug into the different ports. And that's something that I think would be cool. Because I would love to see, check my temps on racing or that kind of thing, see where I was at. But, so Brian says MB4 has all those too. I worry about breaking something so fancy, man. The Noble Pro is awesome.
I really want the DX6, one that's a touch screen from Spectrum. But I feel like it's been out for so long. It's like Android based that it's like due for something new. Like,
yeah,
I just worry like to buy into it now, and it's like, and we're not going to support it anymore because we have a new one. Like, and we supported it for 5 years, 6 years already. It's been out for a while.
What happens when Spectrum comes out and say, "Hey, Tony, we've listened to you. We've put a small 1-inch sensor GoPro-esque lens on the bottom of our..."
I don't want the camera built into it.
You don't? Yeah, you do.
No, I just want to mount my camera to it, my phone.
Dude,
I mean, the one that has Android would be cool because you could have Instagram or whatever right on it. You could live stream right from your radio, but
that would be sick.
Yeah.
Could you imagine having a camera built into the base of your radio that was like a GoPro, like literally in the housing, and then on the top have your flat screen that you could use as your viewfinder as you're driving? Oh,
that would be pretty nice.
Spectrum, do it up. Let's go.
The cost, nobody would want to do it when they got a phone that's so good. You selfie stick it.
No way.
Just put more thumb wheels on stuff, man.
No way. If it cost $800 and it had the GoPro quality camera on it and a screen, forget about it. That would be awesome. I would do it. Totally do it. No.
It depends. Because if they're going pro again, then they're going to put the drop-down wheel on, which I guess is okay if you can drive two-handed. That's the other thing is all those other pro ones, I can afford them, but you can't drive it one-handed. The ones that hold the 99. So they've got the drop down wheel, which I like. I love my DX4 Pro for ergonomics and how it feels to drive with it. But
yeah,
I like the one-handed drive a lot.
What? The new RadioLink RX8 has FPV on screen. They're $299. Can mount your phone cam.
Yeah, so you have a screw port. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Dude, FPV screen would be rad. Ring RC version. Monster parts, are you out? Someone said, see ya, Monster.
See ya, man. Yeah, he said he shagged or something.
Racking out. That's crazy. Yeah, that'd be cool. Well, we can dream, right?
Oh, we got who's at CES. That's why. That's a sweet thing to have been at.
Yep. Speaking of
a bit
cameras,
jealous.
Yeah, speaking of cameras
jealous.
Mounted to radios.
Consumer Electronics Show.
I was at Nerdy Dad on the driver's stand with the GoPro on my forehead this past weekend.
You didn't.
I did. And I tried. I did, Tony. And I tried. I tried it. And then I came back to look at the footage and I was like, this footage is garbage.
Yeah. You'd be better off sticking it somewhere and letting it film.
Yep. That's what she said. Hold on.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
That guy.
How was this guy?
Can't even wear your cool hat forward.
This guy. And
like, oh, we're driving next to the YouTuber.
I know. I was like, what's up,
I
guys?
refuse to be the YouTuber.
Oh, come on.
I hide my cameras when I go into stuff like that.
I know. I should have. But it was pretty cool. I was like, hey. And they're all like 12 years old or under. I'm like, hey, guys, I'm going to film our race.
Are you a YouTuber? Whoa.
I'm like, yeah. I was like, yeah, next time you go to...
You can be too.
I was like, next time you go into Hobbytown, ask for that CCXRC discount. Yeah. See how that works for you.
This is one of the ones I was looking for.
Is that the one that you thought you lost on your speed run?
No, that one's gone.
That one's gone for David Ferris goes, nerd alert.
I was gonna show you what I do.
I was that guy. Uh-oh. Do you put it in your mouth and bite on it while you're driving?
What's happening? Have you seen Rat Race? Dang, what's happening to it? The guy got the piercing through his tongue. Dang. Yeah. Dang. I'll do this. So I don't have to do what you just did.
Oh, the clip. Oh, that's like even worse, Dad. Like that's
nah.
Yeah. I mean,
no, wearing a head strap over your head is I've never ever worn one of those. I can't bring myself to wear it.
No, it's way cooler.
Not a chance. So what the fishing people do on the fishing channels is they drill a hole through their hat and they put a quarter-inch screw through it and screw it to their hat. Leave it strapped on all the time. Genius.
Wow. A genius.
Yeah.
Yep.
Strap is like a fanny pack. It is. It's the camera guy fanny pack.
Hey.
And you wore it in public.
Hey,
with
you're like
people around.
I know, and you were like, "What camera did you use for that?" I was like, "Well, Tony,
the one on your head. You did the head cam on that. You got all up in their business like this with your head. Did you really? No, you said you used your phone.
Yeah.
Super one-handed is really a old hat right now. There you go. Yeah, watch any of the fishing channels, the ice fishing guys especially, because they're sitting in their little tents, dabbing their poles up and down, and they got their GoPro on. They're talking to the other cameras. They got like 50 cameras. Those guys like go all in. There's like 3 GoPro angles. There's the amount of camera, like I swear they have more Pelican cases for camera gear, and
Oh.
all of the battery power that they have to have in the tent is for their cameras and it's
Yeah.
hilarious. Underwater cams and
See, I thought about just wearing a backpack up there and then putting this on my backpack strap and then putting the camera right here. Be like,
I'm turning left, guys. Hold on. Watch out on the deck here. Keep your elbows in.
You'd be that guy that's playing video games like this.
My younger son jumps as he's playing. Like when the guy jumps, he jumps. I'm like, dude, it doesn't help.
Dude, so speaking of video games, that was a huge accomplishment that I haven't done in a long time. My kid and I beat Halo 4.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, we got done. I was like, did I break it? Is that it? Like, and then it was the whole movie afterwards or whatever. And I was like,
yeah,
wow. All right. There you go.
Yeah. Mountain bike chest mount, not as bad.
Yeah, right. Could you imagine it, dude, it like trying to get that, I'd look like rubber bands around a watermelon, like trying to get it over my body. Be like, what's up, guys?
Well, they do the mountain bike ones for the other fishing ones. You can see the reels.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They're all over.
I have one of those. I tried to get my kids to wear it out on the snow one time. They're like, no. They're like, we're not going to do it. I'm like, all right, whatever. Do it for
I'm going to a different place to comp tomorrow night.
Mm.
I'm going to Ludington, so it's a little ways from here. But GoPro caused nipple cheating.
You got to put that tape down, Doc.
What are you in for? Well, Doc, I'm a YouTuber and I have a GoPro nipple chafing.
Hey,
is there anything
have you ever had that? It is real, my friend.
From the GoPro?
No, just period. From like running or anything like that. Have you ever had that? Like
I had it from surfing. The first time I ever went on a surfboard. Oh, I thought it froze up again. Yeah. And yeah, I was done. Like first day I paddled out like 3 times. I'm like, I'm done, guy. Like I'm raw. Like
I know.
You guys all have like those body suits on. I'm out here first time on a loaner board, just like tore up.
Oh, I've had it from preseason football practice before, or maybe it was baseball too. I don't remember, but I remember just being like, ah.
Yeah. Seatbelt behind your back kind of a day. Seatbelt behind the back.
Yep. Thought I was going to fall off. Whew. Yes, chest gimbal. That'd be awesome.
So our last live stream was before I went pulling again. We pulled over 7 pounds with the mini.
That's bananas.
It was. Oh, I'm gonna get the numbers wrong. I re-recorded it. I think it was 13 or 14 plates per side.
Wow.
Of those 2.2 ounces. Yeah, it was nuts.
Who did it? Was it the dude with the heavy metal truck? This guy.
This guy did. With
how that new mount. Yeah.
Mount off the
I told
back.
you. That's awesome. I told you that.
And then I built this mount, which I'm going to test this week.
Ooh.
I don't need it to go so far out. I don't know why I was trying to make it go out under the body.
Yeah.
Just reach up under there and clip it into this and should be fine. But still get wheels up. I got video. I just need time to do a voiceover. It's just so crowded, man. It's been packed there at Reaction. There's so many people there on a Thursday night now.
That's good.
So yeah, it's really good. We got out after 9 when it was, so we were there for 3 hours, 3+ hours. It was a good long time. It was fun.
I wish,
but it was something always happening.
Yeah.
But but they also have right now like a 4x4 group, like the 1-to-1 Jeepers coming in and running 1/10 scale on the other courses while we're there. So there's just people crawling everywhere. It's kind of got that little excitement in the air. There's just so much like buzz and
Sure.
chatter. But yeah.
That's
But I need to
awesome.
get out and try the other. Dave's doing the Kyosho Mini Z stuff over at the other place, and I need to get over there. I need to fix mine up and get over there.
I wish we had. So it's not G10 said. I wish I had a Reaction RC place near me. Yeah, me too. Like we have. I need to fix my 124th. I need another axle, and I've just been not wanting to pull the trigger on buying another axle, but I need to do it, or the shaft. But there's two places that have really epic 24 skill courses, and one of them's a private one and one of them's a hobby town. But I wish there was an indoor place that we could actually really do some cool stuff at. But I mean, I don't mind going out and hiking and stuff for crawling, but it would be nice to kind of actually just chill out inside.
Yeah.
Not be in the 32-degree weather.
He's got Cokes in the fridge, and he's got candy and arcades there now, and yeah. The my son and I just went out. We just posted today a comp that we just did in the backyard. It's a long video. I cut out one spot where it just kind of went on over and over with the falling and crashing, and was just taking too long.
Yeah.
But it's like a 35-minute video of just just
That's
comping.
Awesome. We used to have a clipboard that I would keep on the slider window out here that we would go out, and me and the kids would comp, and we had a clipboard and we would keep track on who did what and all that kind of stuff.
We had a clipboard and kept score.
Yeah.
We had score sheets. Yeah.
Next time you got to try to like sauce it up a little bit, play Cars or play Crawler. We play, so it's like horse. And so the person
do a line,
and then you have to do it without falling over. If you roll over or get stuck, then you get a letter.
Yeah,
we do that on trailing, like when we're going out on a trail. That's a lot of fun. So
yeah, this was more like the I guess the old RC Spark stuff where he used to have people come over to his place and try out his course, and he's just kind of narrating the lines and as they're going through.
Yeah,
so that's kind of what it is.
I need to figure out a better wireless mic setup. I don't know if you caught any of that. The video that I did for, what did I weld? Oh, the bumper. I was welding a bumper, and I had earbuds in that were catching my audio. It just sounded so muffled. It was driving me crazy. I didn't like it, but I need to find something that gives me better audio. Like I could take my nice mic out there, I guess, and put it on I forgot what the name is, but where you get 360 sound on it. I could do that and run it like a boom mic, but I don't really want to do that. That's a lot of setup for that. I'd rather just get like a wireless lav mic, or I know those Rhodes and those DJIs are nice. It's just I'm cheap. I don't want to spend that kind of money.
Yeah. Like there's another brand that's decent. The nice thing about these is if for some reason it doesn't capture audio or you peak, which happened to us, like the audio is just too loud, it's clipping.
Yeah.
Or it's too quiet, is that they record to the microphone itself too.
Oh, nice.
So you just plug into your computer and just download the audio file, and then you just sync it up and use that. And so DJI and the Rhodes do that.
Yeah.
So, but there's another one. What is it called?
Is that the one that the other guys use? Those other guys, the Hollyland or whatever.
Hollyland, yep. Instead of Hollywood, the Hollyland ones are good.
Yep. All of them are super expensive. Dustin Rhodes, we did announce the winner.
Yes, Brian Kwiatkowski.
Wazlowski.
Mike Wazowski.
Now, I've been thinking about that. The problem is that I don't really interview anyone, although this last
But you
video,
don't need to interview anybody.
I know. I just don't want to
for
spend
your own audio is what it's for. You could get these. I got these for my iPhone, and they do the same thing. It just clips on here, and then this clips into the butt of the iPhone.
What?
And then,
what brand is that? So my
I don't know. So
earbuds
it's synced up already. And so it automatically, the second you pull them out of this case, because it's a charging case too, they're synced up, and
nice.
They are recording. So I find that they peak sometimes. Unless you use Filmic Pro, where you can really keep the audio down on it.
Right. Well, you have to use
that, or
Filmic
make sure
Pro.
you have it far away, have it down like at your chest, so it doesn't clip.
Don't you have to have it on Filmic Pro to input?
Mm-mm. No, the
Bluetooth?
iPhone app will do it.
What?
It's not Bluetooth; it's direct in.
Oh, okay.
It's plugged into the bottom of the phone. Yeah, they sell one that's Bluetooth. I wouldn't do that. I did this. It's Bluetooth to itself, but it's plugging direct into the phone. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. This weekend I tried something new, and I followed one of my friends around as he raced for the whole day, kind of telling the story. And I actually, like halfway through the race, I interviewed him. And so I'm going to cut it to some B-roll and stuff like that.
Did he just stop racing to talk to you, or like?
Yeah, I was like, hey, YouTube.
Hey, step here. Come here, YouTuber. I need to talk to you. Step away.
I was like, see this press pass? I made it myself.
So middle of the race, he's in the lead. You're like, hey man, step over here. I need to interview you. Is that how that went, or what?
Pretty much, yeah. I was at the bottom of the stand. I was like, hey dude, can you smile? Can you maybe not show so much of your nose hair? That'd be great. Okay. All day.
I'll look really intense, like you're about to do a good jump.
Sell it.
Give yourself that little whip move.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So you interviewed him like between races?
Mm-hmm.
See, you need a mic for that.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
These. And the cool thing with these Rode ones too is they sell that little stick that you just clip one of these into and and then it's like a little mic that you go back and forth with.
Bob Barker.
Like, yeah, total. Like yeah. I'd rather do that than wear a GoPro on my head. I'm just saying. Hey,
yeah.
If you got to interview a lot of people, it's nice.
I'm looking at those. Are yours the Ulanzi brand?
That's it.
Is that it?
Yep.
And that does good audio. That's it. They're not too bad.
Not bad. I used it for half of the what was that show I did? That mockumentary. Half of it was using these.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Huh. In my iPhone.
Nice.
So yeah. See David Ferris.
I want it for the hiking stuff, so I can actually talk through kind of like that Spark style.
Yeah. The only bummer is if like you mess up and you like don't use it for a little bit and you don't think about it, your camera's off and you're not rolling, and then you start rolling again, but this unpairs until you turn it back on, and then you just record nothing. But Filmic Pro, you'll see it bouncing or not. But I was using the regular camera app. And sorry, go ahead. When you go out hiking?
Oh no, it'd be nice to do that kind of play-by-play while we're out there driving and hiking and all that kind of stuff. I've been trying to use the Filmic Pro app a little bit more because it does the I don't know what the term is, but when it actually will record and pause the same file and then pick up the play on the same, like when I filmed the welding video, I used Filmic for that, and it was awesome because then it was one long file that I could throw on the computer and scrub through and cut, scrub through and cut, scrub through and cut, instead of like 30 files.
Yeah.
And so that was super nice. But anyways, what's in the box said he had a lot of copyright issues. Would be great if you can mute music, but not trucks roaring. Yeah, I don't know if that's possible.
Yeah, you can't do that. So like when they do the intros at Monster Jam and they play the songs and all that. So I don't know if people noticed. Some did because they mentioned in the comments. But when I do those videos from the Monster Jam for the RC ones, I just put music through the whole thing. It's low. You could still hear the announcers over it. but I was literally just covering up the music that was happening there. So I just put other music over to mask it as much as I could.
I was wondering about your gunslinger one that you just did. I was like,
I just let that one roll. I just took the hit. Yeah, it's not a strike. It's just a copyright claim that they're going to take the money from it, but it's worth it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So just let it go. As long as, if they would have muted it, some companies will. Depends on the recording studio. They'll just have them take the music out. Like it'll just be blank, no audio for that whole song. But they didn't do that, so I left it up. If they'd have done that, I'd have pulled it down and I've covered over the music.
Yeah.
Or use something else. Yeah, because I totally could.
So real quick, let's touch on this really fast to see if you were affected, and then let's probably hop off because we're almost at 2 hours. But
all right.
So Santa Maria posted something about YouTube being broken over this weekend. Did you notice a significant drop this weekend? Because I did. I noticed a huge drop this weekend, and I don't even post that much. And like my reels were like in the teens, or not reels, shorts were like in the teens. I had one that was like 10 over 24 hours views. And I guess he was dropping it. He could see on his analytics that he was dropping a bunch of views, all that kind of stuff. I don't know if you got affected by any of that, but I guess there was a letter sent out from YouTube about it. Nothing.
I don't track any of that stuff. I've told you that. Like, somebody asked me how many subscribers I have. I'm like, let me check. I don't even know.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't looked in a couple weeks. So
yeah,
I just don't pay attention to it. I'm just making stuff I want to make and trying to make stuff I want to make and get to it. So I got so many things that I have that build. I've got the FureTech chassis for the Traxxas. I have that to build. Cool. I still got to do their FureTech system for the Capra. But then I've got, the monster truck stuff we want to do with the Traxxases, and then there's a lot of stuff. So now that I'm caught up with 3D printing,
he can print some ramps.
I can print some ramps and stuff I want to print, like that pre-order on those thingies was a huge amount of printing nonstop.
Yeah.
So Jeff, am I coming Thursday night? Plan to be there Thursday night. Yep. And I've been planning to do more testing with the pull truck, and then I need to sit down with a couple of the guys. We got to hash out. We've already hashed out a bunch of rules, but we need to put them on paper.
Yeah.
For different classes, but just very basic stuff like weights and lengths and tire sizes we've come up with. We got to figure out like hitch heights and stuff like that. So we can try to get people that want to build them building them. So, but yeah. Tony's gonna need a third printer soon. I just got all PETG stuff for mine. Like I ordered new magnet trays for him, or the magnetic bed.
Oh yeah.
So I got the satin ones because the PETG doesn't stick to the smooth.
Yeah.
So I have that coming because that's supposed to be stronger and not melt as easy. So
I didn't like PETG printing very much.
Yeah.
I guess once it got dialed in, it was okay, but I didn't feel that I don't know. To me, it just felt brittle to me versus the PLA.
Well, it's not as flexible. So if you're doing thin stuff like bodies and stuff, but for like these mounts and stuff that are thicker, it's supposed to have an actual better, more rigid.
I think you got to print at a higher temp too. I don't remember, but I remember. I remember having issues with layer adhesion, and they would split on those layers. I had some good prints out of it, but I remember it was.
I have a buddy with the Prusa that said that's all he does is the PETG stuff for his stuff that he sells.
Yeah.
So he's getting me hooked up with the right stuff that I need to get it going. So I'm going to do one of them. That's the nice thing about having the second printer is I can keep one running now that I've caught up and try to dial that in. And then, yeah. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know for how much of it I need it for. Like I was just building these we were talking about.
Sure.
These are tiny. So I had to do these at like, 0.1. But I even thought about getting different nozzle sizes and stuff to get even finer.
Oh yeah.
But I don't think it's
cool.
necessary. But you definitely with these little screw holes and things like this, they look sketch like they're gonna break away when you screw through them,
I know.
But they work awesome, man. I was pulling 7 pounds with that one with this, and I was yank starting on it, and I thought this upper piece was gonna break off, but it didn't.
I'm all about that yank start.
Yep. Just full power hit. Bam.
Oh. Yep.
I didn't. What's in the box? I did not see the stunt bike. I have not been on social in a couple days to look at stuff. I've posted a few things, but I've been so swamped.
Yeah.
Playing catch up on things that I haven't. So I've been editing, or that's how that video that I did of that. That was from October 9th or 10th.
Yeah, that was a ways ago.
For that event. And there's a whole lot more from it.
Tonight,
so far behind.
I've got 3, I think, videos, 3 or 4 that I have to do voiceovers for tonight. And I'm dreading it. Every time I get to the point where I can do a voiceover, I'm tired. And I'm like, I don't want to be tired when I'm doing a voiceover. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm like, but I've got 1 fix-it video and 2 how-to videos, maybe 2 fix-it videos and 2 how-to videos. So I did the video for how I did the 3D, or not the 3D, the vinyl wrap. Design.
The Halo?
Yep, design and install.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very cool.
But
yeah, the hard part is then you're just adding more stuff to the list. Like you got your race and you're shooting more than you have time to edit, and that becomes a pain because then you got to figure out which ones to not end up editing and let slide.
Yep. And what's been nice about that is that I haven't been caring too much about Instagram. I know I said I was trying to totally get off of it, but I'm still posting over there. Just not, I'm posting and ghosting. I don't get much engagement over there anyway. So I'm like, But, maybe before we go, be on the lookout for something new tomorrow.
Okay.
Yep.
We didn't even get to talk about the other one, the Red Cat. We'll have to do some catch up.
Yep.
So, yeah. Cool.
So, but
well, it's been a fun night. Brian has got a brand new LMT going to be coming his way. And while we're just sitting here on our way out, why don't I just give away a Mighty Chihuahua or something?
Ooh.
Let's give away a Mighty Chihuahua just because we're here. I still have the numbers up. So
there you go. Yeah. Nice.
I'm going to remove this choice so he can't get it again. And we'll just pull one more name out of here.
Thanks. What's in the box?
Oh, I clicked on. Can you believe I just did that?
What'd you do? You just
I was looking at this screen, and I know I clicked on the start now, which is an ad.
Oh.
Let me click on the spin. Oops! Now I'm gonna have mall there. Luckily, it's a Mac.
You're gonna have LimeWire all over again.
Oh yeah. 336. That was closer to your number.
Yeah.
336.
Now you're gonna have to ship a Mighty Chihuahua to Australia or something.
James Bailey. James Bailey is going to get a Mighty Chihuahua. Hopefully he has a small RC. Maybe I could do a Mighty Handy tool. I will reach out to him and give him a choice.
Nice.
Because the tool can be used for either the Mighty Chihuahua. He could sell it and buy something with it, I guess. But anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Numbers were awesome tonight.
They were really good.
We had some. Thanks a lot, guys, for watching. If you stuck it all the way through, and I've been talking to people that listen to it after the fact on the replay. Thank you for listening to it and watching it on the replay. So,
yes, sir.
It's been a lot of fun. Till next time.
Bye.